Good afternoon, everybody. This is King Kerbis with Flamio. How's everybody doing today? I hope everyone's feeling bright and bushy-tailed on this Sunday evening. Flamio, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm excited to get into these matches, dude. We got two top teams in the Vanguard tournament, and excited to see what goes down between these two powerhouses.
Yeah, we got the Prophets and Double Jungle facing off. We're jumping into the picks and bans here, guys. I think this is going to be a fantastic game, so everybody stay tuned. I think it'll be on the edge of your seats. I'm expecting a Cernanos. That's pretty much the only thing I'm expecting here. You know, Kira's a big fan of it, so
I would have to agree with that statement. Yes.
First ban right off from the Prophets. It looks like it is a Thoth ban. Pretty standard ban, nothing fancy or amazing there.
Then Ardio on the side of Double Jungle, both pretty standard bans. Nothing too far out of the norm so far.
Ardio is a monster in that solo lane and can be extremely disruptive. Cleo ban here from Prophets. Also a fantastic ban. A huge flex pick, so, you know, having Cleo available is pretty punishing at times. So, standard ban for that.
Then again, on Double Jungle, we have Erlang Shen. Another kind of flex pick, but I see mostly as a jungle pick right now. Just really good at diving and just has amazing stuff with that taunt.
Yeah, I agree. The knockup's pretty brutal. Same with his level 2. On Prophet's side, we're seeing a Bastet ban. Good jungler, still one of the top. So we're seeing lots of jungle focus bans here from Prophets.
And then the final ban for this phase 1 of bans is the Bracken, which is a huge flex pick for a lot of teams. Could go into solo jungle or that support role.
Yeah, and first pick up, we're going to see Persephone. Persephone has seen a lot of play recently in all aspects of the game. I think it's just the raw damage burst she can do, as well as that CC lockdown from her ult, that makes her a high priority for sure.
She might be one of the most annoying gods to deal with in the mid lane, because she'll just put those plants down right at your tower line and then just pop them, and then half your HP is gone. And
Speaking of annoying, we see a Geb. Geb is also extremely annoying in that support role. And a second pick, Camazotz. Are you thinking Camazotz solo here, or are you going to think of jungle? I think he kind of flexes a little bit stronger into the solo right now, but I'm not sure Double Jungle's playstyle.
So I would have to agree with the solo pick, just because I feel like his dive is really, really good, and that's what you want out of a solo laner. And he just heals so much with his abilities.
So
but either way, it could go either or.
So Achilles Atlas hover. I'm guessing the Achilles hover maybe for the execute to go through the Geb shield, and Atlas is going to be locked in here. Super strong support. Kind of underplayed, undervalued right now. I think his CC lockdown's insane. So, and the Achilles is actually locked in. So I'm assuming that's a counter pick to the Geb to try to execute through those shields.
Yeah, with the Atlas, I think people are just starting to get used to playing against him with all his lockdown ability. But I still think he's a great pick. His ult, especially in comp play, does just so much for team fights.
I would definitely agree with that strongly. And we see a Scylla for the final lock-in on Double Jungle. Scylla, I've been saying this since Season 9 start. With the itemization, Scylla is an extremely strong mid laner and extremely safe. So I think that's a great pickup for Double Jungle.
Yeah, with all that pen you're getting early on, plus as soon as you're done leveling up some of those abilities, you get that free power. So I would have to agree with Scylla being right in the good state of Season 9 right now.
You see some quick bans. You see Izanami on the side of Double Jungle. You know, good, strong, aggressive lane hunter. But we all know it's going to be the Cernanos. And a ban for the Gilgamesh on the side of the Prophets.
Yeah, Izanami just has immense pressure in that dual lane, and it's sometimes a struggle to deal with. Gilgamesh, just a great flex pick, mostly a jungler in my eyes, but still a really, really good god right now.
And we're going to see a Daji ban as well. So we're seeing a lot of focus on jungles here, really trying to limit the pools for both teams kind of towards that jungle. And a Medusa is the final ban for Prophets.
So that Medusa is in the same light as the Izanami. She just gets a lot of pressure. She does a lot in team fights with that buff to her lacerate, I believe it's called, her dash.
Yeah.
It just helps her so much go through minions, and it's just it helps her so much, and that's why we see such a
her acid spit as well technically got buffed because that's where the anti-heal went over.
Anti-heal. Yep.
So
it does
huge,
so much more.
We're just waiting to see who we have picked up here, but like I said, I'm gonna. Oh, so there's our answer for solo right off the hop from Double Jungle. We're gonna see that Guan Yu is gonna be in the solo. Guan is just a really good lane character. He might not dominate the lane, but his team fight potential and healing could be pretty menacing.
I would have to agree. It seems like Double Jungle, at least for team fights, we're just gonna try and poke out and then go back and group up and heal with that Guan Yu and Kamzat's healing, and just try to outlive their opponent in team fights. And then we have the Ravana pickup for the Prophets. So
yeah, Ravana, not really a standard jungler we'll see. But I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's great. I think it kind of is just if he can get ahead like most, he'll get ahead. Right off there, he was kind of taunting us with that Freya hover, but we all knew here's the Cernunnos. That's going to be Kieran Cernunnos. Pretty much the only god I think I've ever seen him play.
Yeah, Cern is good with that buff to his Bramble Blast. So he's been seeing a lot more play, and we all know Cure loves him. So every time he gets buffed, Cure's going to play that god even more. And then to finalize the picks for Double Jungle, we do have the Hu Yi pick in.
Yeah, Hou Yi, I love Hou Yi. You know, he's got the crit reduction, which already reduces crits. Already got a little bit of a change, so that even further values it. His boxing potential with his mark is insane. I really think Double Jungle here went for that, you know, AoE style comp. They have the Scylla, the Geb, the Guan Yu, the Hou Yi. That's some big area control alts.
Mm-hmm.
Where on the Prophet side, I'm seeing a little bit more lockdown, maybe some single target, but you know, prot shreds with Atlas and some executes too. Kind of a mixed bag, a little bit more. But based on these drafts, what kind of team are you going more in favor of?
So just looking at the drafts alone, not the teams, I love the Double Jungle draft, just with all the healing that you can do out of combat and just heal back up. I think if they can execute this draft the way I think they want to, I think they should be able to take this game.
I'm full and for that as well. I think the P's and B's here definitely goes to Double Jungle. I really like that comp. I really see the synergy they're going for. Ignoring all players, just straight up picks, I also would go Double Jungle for this one.
Could be an exciting match to watch.
Definitely. So with that, I guess we'll jump into a break and get you guys into game one as fast as we can. So see you shortly.
Kicking into this game immediately versus the Prophets versus Double Jungle. Today it is me, Double A, and as always, King Kerbis right beside me, doing the color cast.
Hello, hello.
But,
okay, Let's start with some color then.
go right ahead, my friend. We are going to see the Cernunnos.
Are going to see the Cern. We see the Kamazot's going into jungle. Pretty standard builds. We see some Benevolence favored by both the supports. Something we see at a little bit of higher play. Interesting note, Guan Yu not going Bluestone. He is going Sigil. That is an interesting little tidbit there.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting. We'll keep an eye on that for later in the game, of course, and especially if it affects the laning phase. But Guan Yu is going to be fun to see, like you said. Definitely something that's not maybe you've seen more often, but I haven't seen in quite a while. So it's going to be fun to see how he works out here.
He's like rated one of the best solo laners, but you never see people play him.
Right.
I think he's got some rough matchups. Achilles being able to cancel out his 3 might be a bad matchup for him, but we'll see how that turns out.
Did that Cern just hog?
He sure did. That was a double hog right there. Interesting
hog.
Little team strat to quickly get to lane.
Yeah, and they're going to make it here just a little bit before the Geb and Hou Yi start approaching this lane, and the Frenzy, so they're geared up. They're ready to go against this first wave. And they're going to
double hog clearly was just to make sure that they won lane. They definitely did.
And they're going to step up right in the tower line, so they're going to start throwing those glaives right towards Hou Yi. Bramble Blast comes out as well.
Yeah, looking to get those pots off those guys as fast as possible seems to be their methodology. It's a pretty good little match. Here we see Achilles bowling out that Guan Yu. Kind of what I expected for the early games especially.
They're going to fight here. Guan that was really low. Achilles trying to chase this down. He is going to get it, my sweet potato. Going to grab that kill, as well as we're going to see Ravana rotate in onto this Kamazot. They're going to steal away that camp. And now here comes Achilles. They're going to close down this Kamazot from even trying to rotate over. And that'll be the end of that. But already we're going to see Zax over here from the mid lane trying to get into this dual lane action. Looks like nothing's gonna come of it. They do.
Yeah.
They don't steal the purple. He's gonna grab that.
They look like they went for the invade, but they didn't quite get it. Yeah, like I said, Guan Yu's gonna have a rough time being able to get the shield canceled out by that Achilles.
Persephone having a bad time in mid lane as well. Camazot's rotating in. Ravana's going to get here, but is it going to be too late? No, he's going to show up just in the nick of time. He's going to try to kill this Scylla, but she's going to go ahead and kill Zaxxon instead. Grabs that first early kill for double jungle.
Huge kill for that Scylla who just...
Oh, no!
There it is.
And Ravana going to use that ability perfectly to get out of that Scylla crush, but he is going to go down. Blender Splendor going to pick up that kill. And
that was an insane route from Scylla after that blanket by Ravana. I'm surprised that she managed to get that off. It was a great turnaround and, you know, good reaction by both teams for sure. That was good start to the game already. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah, Ravana able to use that ability to get out of that Scylla crush, but it wasn't enough. I mean, Blender coming in there with the Camazots. But this team, if I'm looking at double jungle's comp, I mean, you have Camazots, annoying, right? I mean, lifesteal, you know, galore, and then Guan Yu as well with that heal. You got Geb shield. I mean, it's just not fun to play against.
Yeah, no, and Geb knockup is one of the most annoying abilities in the world, and the amount of damage he does off the ult and this getting a stun from it, it's just crazy. So Geb is a very frustrating player to verse. So I'm sure Kira's going to be happy if he ever steps out of lane here. We'll see how long these supports actually end up staying. I'm expecting them to rotate around 5 minutes, but I haven't seen teams, you know, prioritizing that 2v2 still in this lane a little bit longer. So be interesting to see what happens here at this high level of play. These are both Asgard level teams, so the best of the best.
Yeah, and doing a great job so far. We're 3 minutes in, 3 kills in. Guan Yu over here down a level to this Achilles. Camazot's though maybe looking for something in the solo lane.
Yeah, see, Guan's glaive right here, trying to spin. He ends up canceling it early because he knows he's going to get stunned out of it. That's his main clear, so unfortunately, even though he has a cleave auto, it's not going to be enough. And this Achilles knows he's not wasting abilities on the wave. He seems to be just focusing all of his points towards poking out.
Yeah, and he's going to be just barely 2 levels up. As we see Guan Yu rotating, or ticking over to level 5. That way.
Yeah, typically what you look for Guan is you will look to hit 5 before the other solo and you just ult instantly, because Guan Yu's ult hits like a truck, especially early game. But being those 2 levels down is going to really impede that, so he's probably going to just have to play it safe until you get into some team fight situations, which then Guan is going to have quite a bit of value.
Seeing this Atlas pick up here. Personally, I'm a big fan of Atlas. Like I said, I think if it's there, it's something you should definitely consider picking up. If not, just right out pick it up. It's definitely something that's just able to you're able to roam around, do what you want, play aggressive, and be able to just kind of control some of the game for sure. Especially, you know, using that first ability to negate where an opponent can walk, you know, taking up so much space.
Man, the fact that Achilles proxied wave had a triple rotate and still managed to get out, that's some heads-up awareness there for sure. Really good play by My Sweet Potato. I'm not sure how he got out of that without even taking damage, I think.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. Yeah, he was able to play that pretty well and still relatively healthy. He's going to go right back to wave.
Yeah, you were mentioning about the god picks here. I think I like every single god pick. Everyone's pretty strong. Everyone's pretty...
Oh, Guan Yu, bye-bye.
Oh my goodness, the quick execute as Guan Yu tries to jump on that horse.
He's gonna barely live, but Kama's gonna chase. Blender finishing up that kill.
Very heads-up awareness on Blender to make those quick rotations. He's always been, you know, just a hair fraction away coming into the solo lane, so doing a good job of being everywhere on that Camazotz for sure so far from what I'm seeing out of Blender.
Yeah, just kind of rotating in late, but yeah, he has 100% kill participation right now. Definitely, this Gamma is just a great pick in general. It's something you can do so much on. Scylla, though, not having a fun time. Gamma's going to rotate over. Scylla down to no health. Persephone ult comes out, won't get the kill, but we're going to see Ravana grab that instead. Atlas ult comes out, looking to get that prod shred. Persephone is going to go down. Blender grabbing that kill, looking for his second onto this Atlas. Can he get it? Atlas doing a great job pulling them together. Ravana's going to try to pick him apart. Well, they're pulled together within that ability.
Ooh,
Ravana
the Geb knockup maybe making enough window there for him to get away, but the blink out of the Ravana.
Yeah, he is going to grab the kill. Achilles still chasing. He's not afraid to dive tower at all at this point. And Ravana picking up a double kill.
That was a back and forth fight all the way through. Really good job by snaking over there on the Ravana. And again, fast rotation by the solo laner, who steps up a little bit too much right there into the speed camp and does lose his life for it.
Yeah, we're going to see Achilles. He's not able to get out of that one. Not like before, but definitely.
He got out of too many situations, thought that he could go into that one.
Yeah, right. 2-2-2 already for my sweet potato.
5 and 5, similar gold lines. We're seeing maybe a difference of about, what am I, 800 possibly gold. Nothing severe, nothing crazy. So yeah, pretty close game so far. No neutral objectives really looked at, but hey, we're not even level 10 yet, and this game's already 5 and 5.
Yeah, nothing coming over here in this dual lane. Everyone's quiet. We did see the Prophets get a little bit more pressure in this game. Off the bat, at least from the start, but they are going to have just a little bit more pressure in the dual lane for the moment.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. I mean, they did do double hog into a frenzy, so they were probably bound to win that lane at that point, but nothing amazing came out of it quite yet.
Sorry to fix a team name there, but we're going to come right back into some action as Atlas ult gets dropped, Persephone ult as well, but Blender's the one who's going to come out with another kill, and he's looking to pressure this Persephone once again, but they aren't going to have the manpower to pressure her at this moment. Some fighting over in solo as well. Achilles, though, now on the bad end of things. Rejection going to grab that kill, just barely at half health and no mana, but it's all he needed to finish off Achilles.
Interesting. Yeah, Rejection actually opting for a slightly different build path. Usually I see a Shifter Shield here. He went into a Berserker's, and I think that was enough for him to get that killed, with Achilles not really having any physical defense at that point.
Jungle for Prophet's going to rotate in here, potentially looking to finish up that Guan Yu. It's no small feat by any means.
No, and Guan shreds that natural procs with his 3 as well, so he was doing just true damage at that point probably to the Achilles, so... Good heads up play and interesting play going into the Berserkers. Not something I would have done myself. So learning stuff here for me.
Hey, it did get buffed. I mean, it is a good item to pick up for sure, especially if you run that attack speed. But a Scylla ultimate out of nowhere gonna come in and miss that Atlas, and looks like no further action gonna be taken yet. Geb gonna rotate to that camp instead.
Yeah, Sax over here on the Persephone, you know, representing that Latin teams and little interesting. I usually see him on some spicy picks, so the Persephone's a little bit more standard, so I'm quite interested to see him on something more meta here. Achilles looking to just stop the back there. The Guan not quite able to do it in time. Just trying to be annoying.
It's working.
Yeah, no action really out of here. Kier going the more basic late game build by going the Devo gloves. Not sure if this will be an Xe or maybe the kin size. I know a lot of people have been favoring the kins lately. Second item. It's a good little power spike for this teams, but it's definitely more of a late game build, which seems to be what their plan is with this kind of draft they went. They're definitely hoping for the later this game goes.
No real rotations over into that dual lane yet. The jungles at least. But both ults going to get burned in solo lane. Achilles going to use his defensively to get back under tower. Guan Yu trying to pressure him out, but couldn't get it.
Good job on my sweet potato for holding that ult, just waiting to cancel out the stun that would come out from the Guan and preventing as much damage, because every time that Achilles does ult, he does take more damage, so not rushing it. Definitely a good heads up play again. Seen some amazing plays coming out of both those solo laners so far. Oh, we almost see a solo.
Yeah, finally we're going to see the two ADCs come together. Gab now rotating over. See what the Prophets want to do. Look at the ultimate behind there. I believe it hit Hou Yi. He's going to barely live.
That Hou Yi's got to be at like 30 HP.
Yeah, that's a scary one. You see that laser beam come out of nowhere and it hits you right in the face. And
I'm done. If you're in the chat, I want to know what was the HP at that point, my man. That was a close fight.
Well, I can tell you the HP of Rejection is going to be 0. He's going to get rotated on over here. Big chase here in the solo lane. It's going to end with Rejection's life being given. Ravana rotating over there.
Yeah, right now I'm seeing, out of the Prophets, I'm seeing some really huge plays by this solo and jungle, and vice versa on double jungle's part. I'm thinking most of the gameplay is really following this jungle. Blenderspender's really kind of setting up where the fights are happening for his team, and that's what you want to see out of a jungle so far. So definitely jungle has high emphasis so far. Super close game. 1000 XP, less than 1000 gold. Anybody's match still at this point. I think it's going to be like we see in the professional games. When it gets to late game, it's going to be one team fight that probably makes or breaks this game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, it's so close. Anybody's game. Both these teams coming off, I believe, they're 2-0. Both teams, right? Coming in this tournament, so
both 2-0.
Definitely the kind of bigger teams you're looking for in this tournament to see where they end up. So it's going to be fun. See where they do end up eventually.
Double Jungle's been one of the top Asgard teams for sure. Prophets just recently joining for this Vangard tournament. You know, Prophets do have some bigger names with both Kier, My Sweet Potato. Sax is a recent new player for the league, but all these players are pretty well known and known to be good. Same with Blenderspender, so this was definitely one of the top games we were all looking forward to see.
Yeah, I definitely had this marked on my calendar once I knew the matchups. We're going to see that Pyromancer go down. On the other side, Gold Fury going to come out. We're going to see Hoi ultimate. Cern, though, looking to get this kill on Scylla. Won't land the ultimate. Here comes that Atlas ult once again, looking to snipe somebody. But
Scylla maybe forgot about her crush, didn't activate it for some reason. Not sure what happened there.
Geb's going to barely get out of there, but here comes Ravana grabbing another kill. Persephone, the ultimate comes out. Cam is ensnared. He's going to pop his ultimate in retaliation. They're looking to finish off this Ravana. Achilles grabbing a kill. Ohms grabbing a kill as well after he grabbed one himself. Guan Yu, the only one here. Execution comes out from Achilles. Doesn't hit. Guan Yu barely just trying to run out of here. He gets hit with that Bramble Blast. And Hoi keeping his teammate alive right now. And that is the difference. Guan Yu does get out and back under tower.
3 for 1, Gold Fury going in favor of Double Jungle there, but definitely the rest of the fight going in favor of Prophets. Probably came out on top at the end of that match.
Yeah, definitely come out on top there. Hoi just trying to defend his tower, but it's going to be pretty hard with that Atlas and Cernunnos in the wake of the tower. But yeah, definitely going their way. Still 9-8. I mean, it's still very close in this game. We're going to see that gold lead start to build a little bit for the Prophets, but 3K isn't too much at this point.
No, and actually, Kier did end up going for an Aussie. Completely forgot about that item for some reason, but...
Oh, good ult! We're going to see Geb ultimate comes out, Scylla ultimate as well, looking to hit that Ravana with the second charge. That won't hit.
Sax just a little bit late on that beads. Unfortunately, did get CC'd for at least 0.2 seconds, and that was enough for that Scylla to drop her ult, and just I'm a monster right on top of him for the easy kill. Like I said, that Geb ult is uber annoying. The knockup, the stun, the damage, it's a lot.
Ravana finding himself in some trouble here. Scylla using that dash once again offensively, but Geb's the one who's going to tower dive with. Camazot's right behind him. He will go down. Atlas ult gets popped. Here comes Guan Yu out of nowhere from behind, riding in on his stallion as he comes into this fight. Atlas the only one here. 4 members of Double Jungle just harassing him, and he finally goes down as Scylla going to grab that Persephone ult. Comes out of nowhere. He's going to hit everyone on the enemy team, at least get them ensnared in those roots. Persephone still looking to chase, but still a whole team over here for Double Jungle, so definitely going to be a hard team fight if there's only 2 members of the Prophets in this fight.
Good heads-up play by Bobkin, jumping into the tower, taking up the damage so that Blenderspender could really just free cast his abilities.
Geb ultimately going to come out once again, just trying to help out his Scylla. Crush comes out, won't hit.
Ooh. A just popped by Zax here on the mid.
The pings coming out for the Prophets. They're making sure Persephone, hey Persephone, be careful, here they come. But Achilles is here. He's going to try to capitalize. 1 execution down. They still got that second one. Camazotz is in that range, but he's going to use his ultimate to get the kill. We're going to follow.
Oh.
But Achilles still trying to fight 2 members of Double Jungle really low. But Guan's going to push him off.
But Kier's rotating in here on the Cern.
Yeah,
looks like it's going to be a 2v2. Oh, the quick dash out by Guan, just getting him out of the cripple field.
Yeah, that's going to keep him alive, but Ravana trying to kill this Guan Yu. Here comes the ult, And just barely Guan's going to live as well as Ravana is going to live after taking a few shots from Hou-Yi ultimate. And a scary situation for both teams there. But it will go the way of Atlas gonna pop his ultimate right onto Hou-Yi. Will hit him. But
Alm's just looking like, nah, you ain't backing. I'm gonna buy at least a few more seconds.
Achilles trying to steal these blessings from Double Jungle, but here's 3 members now. He really rattled the Hornet's Nest. But here comes Allison, just trying to keep his teammate alive. And Achilles doing a good job so far. Camazot's still in pursuit. Achilles' dash comes out. He gets knocked up. Can he get out? Silly Crush gonna miss, and he's out. It just barely gets out of that situation. Persephone ultimate as well gonna be burned in this situation, but yeah,
both the solo laners getting out by like 200 HP. Very, very close fights.
Yeah, very close calls for. We've seen so many already in this match.
We talked about, or I talked about earlier, how I think like one major team fight is gonna really change the fate of this game, and neither team wants to completely give up a team fight. Maybe a pick here, maybe a pick there, but both of these teams really seem to recognize that they need to fight and fight as hard as they can in these matches to make it as even as possible.
Camazot's looking to maybe steal some farm, but there's 2 members of the Prophets, so definitely not gonna want to take that fight if possible. But Camazot's 7-2-2. That's quite the stat line. We're not even 20 minutes in yet. And him and Scylla with all the kills for their team, except for that one from Guan Yu.
Yeah, gonna see an interesting item picked up here by Blender Spender with the Soul Eater. I mean, it is a very big stat stick, but not something I typically see in the jungle or even in the solo, so interesting to see it here, and it seems to be playing out really well for him. Persephone ult does pop up. We're going into the fight right away.
Yeah, Hou-Yi ult pops. Atlas just barely living. He's going to grab a kill as well, but Camazot's going to finish him off. And there's that ultimate we're going to see from Camazot's just to get out of the fight. Achilles on the other end, fighting all by himself. He'll get a kill. But here comes Kama, and that's not something you want to see. Rejection, though, grabbing that kill. But the Prophet's not willing to give up this fight yet.
Just like I said, kill for kill, kill for kill. 1 for 1, 2 for 2. These teams are really trying to match each other's paces in these fights and really pick up where they can pick up.
Yeah, definitely.
These are 2 really skilled teams going head to head.
It definitely.
And it's really starting to show.
You don't want to give an inch whatsoever. I mean, give an inch, it's almost giving a mile in this match. I mean, they're so close. We're 19 minutes in. I mean, you don't want to give up too much. I mean, you start giving up some of these kills, you're going to be just behind and you're going to snowball. We're in a snowball meta. I mean, this is going to be scary, you know, if they can get a fire giant or whatever happens in this match.
And I think at one point they were maybe 3K up. It's gone down to maybe about 2K. So these games have really, other than that couple neutral farm that's lost, that is the only difference maker so far in these games, is those couple neutrals.
Yeah, and we see that Double Jungle's down. They're the only one to grab a Gold Fury as well, so.
Yeah, and we're going to see probably the biggest neutral fought over shortly, I'm sure, the Fire Giant. Probably around that 20-minute mark, we should see these teams start posturing.
It's like a Gold Fury. As a few members of both teams are making their way over here. Ravana is starting to fight with Scylla, but Camazot's going to jump right in. And
Blender's doing a really good job of just following wherever these teams needs him. He seems to be there.
He definitely shows
really
up,
good position.
He shows up at the right time in every team fight. Either if it needs to be at the end, if it needs to be at the beginning to start the engagement, he's definitely doing whatever's needed by his team, and it's going to show on that stat line as well.
Yeah, no disservice to Snicken, who's actually trying to make some huge plays here, trying to start the initiations, but it seems every time he starts getting somebody out of the way, that Camazotz just comes and ruins it for him.
I'd be surprised if Kama doesn't even have that much player damage. It's going to be kind of clean up, the janitor
last
coming
hits
in.
Or the ult, yeah.
Yeah, the ultimate had been kind of just on cooldown in these team fights. It's working out for him really well.
Definitely Camazotz's biggest feature, having that ultimate. We are going to see Gold Fury popped here over by the Prophets, who are trying to maybe sneak it out from under them quickly.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and drop it. They're not going to want to fight over this just yet. Atlas maybe trying to push up. Camazot's going to ward as well. But Achilles the one going to start some drama over here towards this dual lane. Hou-Yi going to dash out of that, as he doesn't want to face a Ravana and an Achilles. Guan Yu into this fight right now, but Achilles is the one in trouble. Scylla ultimate comes out. The blink will get him out of the situation, but will it be enough? But Kama gonna finish him off. Atlas ult comes out as well. He's gonna keep Ho Yi at bay from his team. But oh, look at that! Bramble Blast comes out, gonna root a few members over there, but Blender willing to pick up another kill and a double. A triple kill in this fight. And now Cern's all by his lonesome. And can he get out of this just in time? He's life still keeping him alive. Yeah, it won't be enough. He will go down.
The heal between the seasons change, the Aussie, the Devos, the death toll. This man is just a healing monster. And I'm not seeing too much anti-heal on the side. Oh, I guess the Kama has it, and so does Stella, but we're going to see Fire Giant right away picked up after that team fight. Good call.
Yeah, and the only one up right now is that Atlas. No ult either, so there's no chance of that big snipe. But yeah, this is going to go their way for sure. I mean, there's nothing.
There's no question here.
He's going to come in here, but he's got to be careful, because now look at everyone's making a beeline right towards him. Geb ult comes out. That'll keep him rooted in place. And he couldn't even move. He just gets completely obliterated. And,
without the ult, that's just a misplay, I think, by that part. Unless Alms was just like, my cooldowns, I'll be back by the time they reach the Phoenixes. Might as well give it a shot.
Pyromancer going to go the way of double jungle as well, and we're finally seeing somewhat of a lead. 19-12 in those kills. Are going to be up by just barely 3K as well in the gold.
Yeah, this will be the first time in the game that we can distinctly say that there's definitely a lead. Scylla with the top player damage, 16K. Not a huge surprise there. He's been hitting those ults pretty much non-stop, so.
Primal Fury being started up by the Prophets this time. Achilles doing his best to zone out. Double jungle. Primal just barely down. Will they get it? They will just in time, but here's that Kama. Gonna jump in with Guan Yu. They're looking for Certanos. Here comes the ultimate. Look at how much damage that's doing. Cern ult comes out. It'll keep the Kamazots at bay. Geb shield, though, on his side. Here comes Scylla all through a wall. Won't hit. And just barely, Ravana gonna get out with that dash, as well as Atlas doing a good job to block out anybody from coming in with his second ability. But down goes Zax in that fight. Splendor gonna grab that kill. Undone Survivor grabbing another one for his team. And only 2 members alive for the Prophets.
The benefit here to the Prophets is the fact that that T1 tower is all the way over there and still up. Otherwise, that could have been a Phoenix for sure. But Kier doing a good job at protecting his towers all the way through this match. Might have just bought them at least a saved Phoenix.
Yeah, about 30 seconds till everyone's back for the Prophets, so you're going to have to wait quite a while. And they're going to go ahead and march down this left lane looking for this left Phoenix.
Yeah, looks like they're going to push the Phoenix as well. Just shredding it, so maybe it didn't save them a Phoenix. Good pressure there by Double Jungle we're seeing. Definitely the game shifting much more in their favor here. We're going to have to see those late game carries start coming online. Kier 0-2, Zax 0-6. That's definitely not stat lines that you want to see on your carries, so hopefully they can come online now that they're both almost ticking to level 20. They're both 18, so that's also going to be a little bit of a problem.
And we're going to see Double Jungle start grabbing just all the farm they can, trying to take away as much farm as possible from the Prophets. But, yeah, I mean, from the Prophets' perspective, I mean, what's it going to come down to, this next Fire Giant fight?
I don't even know if you contest the Fire Giant. You do have some decent defense options. You can use that Phoenix maybe, but we will maybe be ticking over to 30 minutes. Fire depends on where Double Jungle wants to take it. If they take it right away or they wait. So if it is that 30-minute enhanced Fire Giant without having backdoor protections, it's going to be a bad choice. So we'll see. I think right now Prophets need to hit 20. Need to get all those additional items online and get their carries in good positions and not these runaway situations like they've been facing lately.
They're getting the engagement. I think it's the peel that really has been a little lackluster for the Prophets, at least so far in this game. Atlas doing a decent job being able to block out those exits, but
that last fight, they were trying to sneak a Gold Fury and then running away, so they have their backs turned. They're not really looking to fight it, so wasn't really their favored position to be fighting.
Sure.
Hopefully this next fight is a 5v5. They're actually putting the pressure on rather than trying to run away. And that just kind of will come down to a lot of the poke, but that's what Double Jungle is going to be looked to doing with the heal from Guan and Camazotz. They're going to look to poke, back up, heal, re-engage. Poke, back up, re-engage.
See, that Fire Giant buff is going to go down, but it's not going to stop them from taking this tier 2 tower. But here comes Guan Yu with an ult, but he's looking for somebody. He won't find anybody, but finally lands right on top of Ravana, but Ohms taking way too much damage as all 4 members of Double Jungle are going to blow him up. That looks like that's all they'll get here in this solo lane. But definitely a good pickup for Double Jungle on that siege.
Yeah, Ohm's kind of stuck in the back there. Cut off from the rest of the team because of that Guan Yu wall. Not sure if that was planned or just kind of worked out that way, but definitely in the favor of Double Jungle.
Now they're potentially going to start heading towards this Fire Giant. 12 seconds till it is up.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if they're going to wait the 3 minutes or they're going to try to just take this advantage while Ohms is down.
They're pushing right back in. They're not scared. They want to fight. Here comes Ravana Ultimate. Scylla taking too much damage. And he will go down. Cern Ultimate as well, like you said, comes out. Ravana, though, fighting for his life and doing a pretty good job so far, but Undone Survivor finally taking him down. And now an execution from My Sweet Potato as well. And he's looking for a second one onto Guan Yu. Doesn't land it. Guan Yu going to heal back up as well, but here comes Camazot's ult as well, just to get out. Persephone ultimate lands onto Ho Yi.
Huge Persephone ult.
And that'll be enough to secure the kill. Cure grabbing that one. And now it is 3 men charging down this mid lane, looking to finish off the rest of Double Jungle.
We do see Persephone backing. Left side Phoenix is spawning right away. Fire Giant is up. I think Perse is maybe going to defend while the rest of these guys go for the Fire Giant. I like this call. Cern is doing enough damage. I think he can single-handedly take this. They know that the Scylla ult is down as well. Guan also ult down, though.
Yeah, he's going to come in here, but it might not be in his best interest. It's going to cause them to drop the Fire Giant. So
it's a good play, regardless.
This Guan Yu instead. And yeah, he is going to go completely down. Cure going to grab that kill.
Did end up pulling them off the Fire Giant, though, giving a little bit more time for the rest of the team to spawn. Scylla is back now with ult. Not sure she's able to make it in time. Camazot's hovering, looking to maybe jump in last second, take off the last bit of damage.
Blink. Great play by Atlas to pull him off of his squishies. But Geb ultimate comes out. Scylla as well. Doesn't hit anybody. My Sweet Potato grabbing a kill on Blender Splendor. But here comes Cure with his ultimate. Going to come out as well as Atlas ult. They're just looking to shred these 2 members of Double Jungle as much as possible. That'll keep them off of Fire Giant. Fire Giant still hasn't dropped.
Yeah, Double Jungle just constantly forcing Prophets to drop and re-engage on the team. Interesting strat. So far, it's paying off. Ho Yi's back here. He still has ult, huge area effect. Probably enough secure that the Prophets don't look to take Fire Giant.
Yeah, they're going to say, screw it. I'm going to grab Pyro since we'll let me have
Frenzy
fire.
popped in the background. Interesting. Maybe they were expecting an engagement, and so they popped Frenzy preemptively. Or it could have been a misclick.
Here we go, Fire Giant at about half health. Can Double Jungle get in here in time to steal it away? It doesn't look like it. Frenzy gets popped as well, and that will be a Fire Giant the way of the Prophets, and now it's up to Double Jungle to put this to a rest, but Geb not going to do that as My Sweet Potato going to grab that kill. And they're going to go ahead and target this lane. Achilles ultimate comes out. He's going to dash in. Guan Yu is going to get caught up. He won't, barely. Just going to back out.
That's a lazy back right on the corner. He's really risking it, but
yes,
was able to get away.
Tier 2 tower's going to go down, and here they come. Now it's back the other way. We saw it in the other corner for Double Jungle, but now the Prophet's going to come in here. Achilles blinking in Ravana as well, but he's taking a lot of damage. He's got to be careful over here. His ult's going to come out. Ho Yi taking a bunch of damage, but Rejection is going to end up finishing off him. And down goes My Sweet Potato, Blender Splendor, and now it is Double Jungle on the engagement here.
Scylla with the root.
Atlas once again just pulling his enemies away from his team. Probably the best play that could have happened there. Atlas is going to go down, sacrificing his life, but Cern and Zach still have that Fire Giant.
Yeah, Phoenix trade. They ended up trading 3. It is a full team here by Double Jungle, which is kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean,
20 seconds left on Ravana. Yeah, they should be able to manage a good defense. So in the end, I think this is going to net positive for the Prophets and give them a little bit of map pressure.
I think the Prophets are going to have pressure?
Yeah, the Prophets just dropped the Phoenix, and then they're going to get a full spawn.
I guess that's true. I mean, I would...
Look, the rest of the team is spawning in right now.
I mean, all right.
Sweet Potatoes back in, Alms back in. Nothing really netted negative after that fight other than the 3 deaths. They ended up getting a Phoenix, so definitely, I think, in the favor of Prophets at the end of the day.
I mean, I'd say that's probably
had Double Jungle run down and got a Phoenix, it would have been negative, but I think this is that was a good choice.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the charts as well. Up and down we go.
Dead even.
Yeah, Gold is just 900 away. Wow. I mean, even XP only 4,000.
Considering Kier sat in lane for most of this game, he's now doing his job as an ADC carry, doing some massive amount of damage, 27,000, now passing that Scylla who's been in the lead for most of the game. Do you see a quick little cheeky Gold Fury steal here by the Double Jungle without Prophets even being able to show up?
Persephone ultimate is going to come out. Scylla taking a bunch of damage from that Ravana, and here comes Achilles as well. But Kier's the one who's going to go down Ravana as well. Blender grabbing that kill. But Scylla finally goes down as Achilles going to grab that one. But Blender grabbing another kill in this team fight, and now it is Achilles on the run. Just going to be stuck in the opponent's jungle.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to go anywhere. Did he hide away? I think he got away.
Yeah, he did get away. Persephone, though, being chased down by Guan Yu. Geb as well coming in here.
They're going to just push down right into the Phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah, Guan Yu
You're going to see a 4v2 here.
Achilles getting knocked up immediately, but he gets a double stun, and he's got about half health as Guan Yu just doing his best to shred him down. Camazotz has other options, though. He's going to go for this Persephone instead. And he's going to start winning this fight. Achilles rotates over, but now finally they're going to go ahead and grab this Phoenix instead, dropping their second Phoenix of the game. Oh, Persephone ultimate comes out, doesn't hit, and snares 2, though. Kev's just going to auto it down.
Close. That was a close little snipe. Almost threaded that needle.
Definitely would have been cool. I would have freaked out. I don't know about you, but
I think Persephone ult having that unlimited range is one of the coolest things as well. I miss the Janus unlimited ults.
Yeah, for sure. We are going to see. Yeah. I mean, look at Blender's stat line: 18, 3, and 8. I mean, if anybody's carrying the team right now, I mean, not that his teams are doing bad, but I mean, wow, that's a stat line.
It is a stat line. I mean, damage-wise, Scylla's been doing it. Guan's been setting up the facilitation ults. I really, you know, that Ho Yi, that 4, 2, and 12, I really didn't think he was involved in that much, but now I'm seeing his stat line as well. He's been in quite a few of these fights late game. I think the team's just doing a great job. Obviously, succeeding in these team fights with their area alts, you know, the Scylla ult, the Geb ult, the Ho Yi ult, the Guan stun ult. It just seems to be a lot to deal with here, and seems to be favoring in all these team fights.
Yeah, we're going to see a little dance over this Pyromancer, at least for the moment. Guan Yu tried to sneak around the back, but he's going to end up on the other side now. Pyromancer are going to be targeted by the Prophets. They are going to drop it. See, 3 seconds until the Fire Giant spawns, so it's going to be a big team fight for both these teams. Enhanced Fire Giant as well, so that's got to be important. You got to throw your hat in the ring against that, or else, you know, it's going to be pretty tough to defend.
Yeah, Phoenix now spawning on the right side for Double Jungle as well, so they now no longer have to worry about any minions coming in. Mid is still open, though, so Fire minions pushing up down mid.
Persephone also going to hit Ho Yi right in the face, but Camazot's looking to target this Cernanos potentially. Atlas all comes out, is going to hit that Camazotz, but in the back we're going to see Scylla grab that kill. Ohm's doing his best to prevent Scylla from killing another member. Zach's going to pick up that kill. Guan Yu comes out into his ultimate. He's got 1 health, but he doesn't care. He's going to jump right down onto the Achilles. He's going to grab that kill. Or Blender's going to grab that kill away from him. But Cernanos looking to fight this Camazotz. The battle of the lifesteal right now, but he's not winning. Atlas pulls back 3 members of Double Jungle in this fight. Persephone barely alive. Look at all the juking going on. Rejection finally going to grab that kill. Kira grabbing another kill and another, and he wants a third. Will he get it? And he will. And now Guan Yu's the only one left, and down he goes. And whoo, yeah, that's quite a fight. The Prophet's going to win that one just barely out from under Double Jungle, and it is all from Cure. Wow. I
gotta give mad props to my boy Sax for putting on those juke shoes, man. I don't know how he survived that long, but he did.
And we're going to see Atlas go ahead and back just to grab the minions, but Sir doesn't care. He's going to drop this. Right Phoenix, he doesn't need any help. Oh, maybe not. Still going to spawn in.
Yeah. Nice eye on the timers. I probably would have just kept basicking it.
I know I would have, but...
I would have been too hyped from that quadra I just snagged.
Feel like you're on top of the world, right? Yeah.
Gotta go for that unofficial penta. So.
Yeah, right. But Fire Giant now being targeted by the Prophets.
That's a good heads-up play by Prophets. Yeah, you know. Here recognizing that, hey, I don't need to take this Phoenix in one go. I'm going to get Fire Giant and do it again.
Oh, Ravana taking a bunch of damage.
Scylla Crush. She's going to dive in. She's going for the kill.
Ultimate comes out for both of them. Ravana to get out. But here comes Guan Yu looking to maybe finish off this Fire Giant. Just barely. It's alive, but Prophets will get it as Guan Yu is still looking to maybe finish off this team fight. Atlas
but they did take a lot of damage from that enhanced Fire Giant, and they are now on the run against a full team of Blenders, or double jungle.
Looks like Atlas is just willing to give up his life for his team. Definitely a true
Good
support.
Yeah. Good support.
And it worked. Most of his team's going to get out, as long as nobody else gets too frisky. But
Mid Phoenix did spawn back in. We are seeing a back here in the corner. I'm guessing they're going to push down mid where it's weakest. Hopefully get a Phoenix. They'll be their third of the game.
Definitely a smart play. Guan Yu going to start pushing in Kama as well on the side, looking to target that Cernanos. Jumps right in on top of him. Here comes the ult. If he lands one more, down goes Cern, but it doesn't matter. He is going to go down, but he's going to get blown right back up by Ravana. Achilles getting ensnared by Scylla as well. Ravana's just trying to fight here. Scylla ult comes out, doesn't hit anybody this time.
That was like right in between
everyone.
Oh,
Guan is going to get executed, but it will cost my Sweet Potato his life. Undone Survivor putting him down.
We're seeing a 2-for-3 trade in favor of double jungle because regardless, 3 of those members of Prophets had Fire Giant. Now only Snaken and Sax left with Fire Giant. Not really the 2 characters you want with it, but hey, at least you got somebody still.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's some squishies for sure, but definitely going to be not as beneficial as onto that ADC.
Oh, actually, Hide of the Urchin picked up over here by the Achilles. An interesting purchase. Something I don't normally see.
Wow, look at the damage. I mean, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 members in this match have over 30,000 player damage.
It's pretty impressive, and that Achilles is going to be there right away as well. 27, not that much farther behind the mid lane.
That's insane. I mean, look at you gotta compliment. I mean, Camazot's Scylla might not have the best stat line, but wow, yeah, doing the damage, and then of course with that quadra kill, Cern's gonna be way up there, up in that first.
Quite impressed, in fact, by the. You gotta think most of those gods have an AOE damaging ability. So it's something else to see Camazot's up there. I mean, sure, his ult's got some AOE, but not nearly as much as the rest.
Before this Oni Fury gets dropped, there was a 31 gold difference for a second there. I mean, we are still neck and neck, only 2,000 XP difference as well.
Yeah, at this point, gold XP not going to make the biggest difference. This is now going to come down to the team fights. It's been down to the team fights for quite a while now, and neither team really showing that they want to give up too much.
Yeah, fighting back. I mean, they know that. It's going to come down to these big team fights, so we'll see what happens as Fire Giant is down for another 2 minutes. Somebody can
just doing a quick glance at builds. Nothing super interesting. Actually, Sludge over here on the Guan Yu is an interesting item as well. Not something we see a lot of anymore. Oh. And on the Achilles, going was that a Toxic Blade?
Yep.
Weaving in some anti-heal into there. I like it.
Speaking of Achilles, he's going to go ahead and 1v1 this. Camazot's, he's winning so far. Look at how much damage he's doing. He's going to dash forward. He wants to kill, but Camazot's all going to come out instead.
Ooh, baited by the ult.
And now Hou-Yi and Scylla both here, but he gets blown up by that. Scylla crushes. Scylla going to grab that kill, and Kama's going to just barely live. Atlas ult does miss. Atlas getting caught as well by Scylla as he tried to dash away, and he's taking a bunch of damage.
Potato. Unfortunately, he was doing such a good job focusing and slipping in and out last early portions of this game, but a lot of this late game, seeing him quite out of position, unfortunately, for the Prophets.
I mean, 11, 9, and 6, definitely a decent stat line.
Man's been getting kills, but he's been playing high risk, high reward, and
Exactly.
unfortunately it didn't pay off there. We do see a dive in here by Snake.
Jumping in, and he's going to take a Scylla ult right to the face. Kier's ultimate comes out as well. And now they're definitely going to have a hard time trying to siege this Titan, but can they do it? As now all their members are here, but two are low. Cern dealing out the damage. Just barely, but the Titan's going down. Can they get it just in time? He's going to grab all the kills there. And oh my god, they're barely going to live. But no, the minions!
The minions!
Oh my god, that is insane.
What was almost the tightest clutch you've ever seen. Ends up deciding these guys, but the Winions end up winning it here for the double jungle.
That's insane. I mean, what is that, 4 kills at the end from him?
Triple or quadra, I'm not sure. I think Zach's picked up a couple as well. Between the two of them, they really cleaned house. And they did it in perfect timing. And there's just 2 minions too much.
Well, and what was that? I was only 2 members, I think, up for Prophets in that fight. So, wow.
Yeah, it was 2 up. I definitely thought there was no bounce back. But, you know, those carries did a really good job.
Imagine if they had just 1 more member. I mean, maybe they could have pulled it off. But regardless,
they did
game. Yeah, great game from Double Jungle. I mean, they played that great. Definitely a few moments, you know, a little deicide there, but they pulled it back for sure, and definitely took control of that game and just barely snuffed out the win there at the end with the minions taking down the Titan.
Great showing by both those teams, though. Excited for game 2.
For sure. But with that, I think we'll go ahead and throw this to a quick be right back. And we'll get the desk in here to talk about the game. So we'll be right back.
A game. We're back here on the desk, me and Flamio. This is King Carbus. What'd you think?
Wow. That's my first reaction. That was a back and forth head-to-head matchup, and it was such a fun game to watch. Most fun I've had in a while watching a Smite game.
Yeah, that was quite the amazing game to cast, and just seeing these top teams perform at that level was something else. Interesting builds, interesting strats, some crazy team fights, and some comebacks that I was definitely not expecting. So it was one hell of a game for sure.
Yeah, talking about the builds, that Persephone build, I don't know if Zach knows something I don't know, but that might be one of the tankiest Persephone builds I've seen in quite a while.
Yeah, he went with Archmage's Gem or Gem of Focus into Kronos, a Legion helm there. Second item, which is an interesting item, but you know, good power on it, good defense. Kind of wild actually. Now that I think about it. What was that? 1, 2, you said Pen was the last item he kind of picked up there, the divine?
Yeah.
Well, I guess with the Gem of Isolation, don't you gain some passive pen for close up? And I guess most of her burst damage is close up as well. So that might be a character specific build he's kind of played around with, but
yeah,
he's definitely doing damage.
Yeah, something he knows more than I do because I've never seen this build. The only thing I don't get is the Wardstone, but who knows? He had a lot of protections. I assumed he just wanted to get the ult off as much as possible in team fights. That's why he rushed the Chronos. But still did a ton of damage that game.
Yeah, no, I definitely saw quite a bit coming out of him, out of the Achilles. Like everybody did such a crazy good job of playing their positions well. But you know, I think the MVP for that game would probably go for that blender spender. 21, 6, and 12. That man facilitated everything for his team on those rotations.
I mean, I think the stat line says enough for himself, but I will give credit to the rest of his team because it just seemed like he was cleaning up so many kills in team fights. So the stat line says one thing, but just watching the whole game through, I think I have to give a lot more credit to his team just than his stat line. But congrats on the 21 kills because we rarely see that in league games.
Yeah, and you know, on the reverse side there, Kier, who was 0-2 going 17 minutes into that game, ended with a 9-4 and 11, and a quadra kill, and then almost a game-saving, you know, triple there at the end for a deicide. That was insane. I for a second there thought they had saved the game and it was going to go a little bit further there, even if that Titan would be pretty badly beat down. I was losing it. I thought he saved the game until the winning screen popped up from the minions.
It definitely was a game that kept you out the edge of your seat the whole way through because it just kept going back and forth, and it was so much fun to watch.
Jumping into this game, two P's and B's that I can think of. What do you want to see out of both teams?
Honestly, I don't know because I think both teams executed both their drafts the way they wanted to, and it was so back and forth. I don't know if you need to change picks and bans that much. Maybe if you want to get something you're more comfortable on, but I mean, I think it's more just executing in team fights that really you would want to be talking about because I think both teams had highs and lows in this game because they both definitely had blunders because either one of them could have taken it after a team fight. So I don't know if we see that much change in picks and bans.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I just want to see Kier get banned out on the CERN so I can see him play something else in a
Yeah.
live game.
For sure.
But like you said, they like Profits individually all played really well. I feel like their team fights and their positioning, I don't know if they were just getting really hardly separated by the way that their comp was. A lot of the times I'd see 2 deep and 3 further back by like a huge distance, by almost a tower line. So I feel like just, closing in, fighting a little bit more as a group would really make a big difference there for the Profits in those team fights. But maybe that was just extremely difficult the way that Double Jungle had kind of drafted. You don't want to be grouped up because everything's an AoE based ability.
Yeah. The one thing I would ban is probably the Camzots because that ult just gets you out of team fights for what, like a good 5 seconds. So you
Yeah.
can't do any damage to him. He got out so many times at the end there.
Same with
like
the
1
Guan.
HP. Yeah.
Both of them had just really gotten out with barely an HP. And thinking about it, like most of those picks outside of the Geb, Scylla's got the underground leap, Guan's got the alt CC immunity, Kamazots has the alt CC immunity, and even Hoi has the jump. Like they had a lot of slippery players on that team. So hopefully they can maybe force out a different comp by getting some select bans here. I'm not really sure, but that's kind of what
We'll
I'm
have
thinking.
to wait and see because, I mean, the one thing I would get rid of is Camzots just because it was very, very annoying. I bet they know from experience just from playing that game. But
Yeah, I'm
we'll
hoping
see
for the
'cause
Kama ban, hoping for the CERN ban, only because I want to see Kier on
yeah,
something
both
different.
those, yeah. 'Cause, I mean, he almost got what, a second quadra kill at the end there.
Yeah,
Almost 2 quads in 1 game. That's insane.
yeah. When he was in those team fights, it was pretty impactful. So I guess we can probably jump to P and B right away. Maybe take a quick break while we flip screens, but we'll be back right away, guys. All right, we're back live P and B. This is King Kerbis, joined by Flamio. We've already kind of said what we wanted to see, but we're seeing a standard RDO. Double Jungle sticking with what they know.
Yep, still standard. But then we do see the Camzots ban right away.
You got your wish. That's respect ban through and through.
100%.
Quick little Erlong ban from Double Jungle. Doesn't look like they're changing their P's and B's at all. Don't want to play that god. Understand why.
Yep, seems like pretty standard bans other than the Camzots because we do see the Bastet and then Cleo and then to round it out with a Thoth. So pretty standard all around.
We touched on most of those in the first game, and we talked about why we really wanted to see that Kamazots ban because, Blender was just insane in that game. Definitely facilitated quite a bit.
We do still see the Kern up, so I'm curious if they want to pick it out this early because I know they waited until I think it was the last 2.
Yeah, they waited till late. That definitely makes sense why they would wait till late. Oh, Double Jungle going with the Geb again, running it back.
I saw some great shields from Babokin, so I'm not surprised by this pick at all. He played it really well.
Oh, here we go. Profits going with the Kabrakan. Interesting. It can be played in solo, it can be played in jungle. Both really great roles for this god. So doesn't really tell where it's going, but
Yeah,
I feel
love
like
the
jungle.
Kabrakan. I'm being honest. I love Kabrakan because he's got 3 roles. You pick him this early. You don't. They're not giving away their hand right away, and I love that right away. So let's see where they go to because I don't think they're going to pick a assassin or they're not going to give away their hand in the top 3 at this point.
And Sack's going back on that Persephone that we know is going to go probably to mid again. Pretty straightforward. And we're seeing an Achilles hovered over by Double Jungle.
So the Achilles was on the other squad this last game, correct? He was on Profits.
Correct.
So Yeah. I love Achilles. I think he just gets so much pressure. Um, he did lose some pressure early, not early on, but like mid game, because that's when Guan Yu starts kind of doing his thing. But I still love Achilles. His execute is terrific.
Yeah, he didn't quite get those executes onto the Geb shields like I was expecting him to, but I'm assuming that's why it's probably picked here for double jungle. They recognize that it could have been an issue. It was an issue in lane especially, so they're going to pick it here and take it away right away. And Double's going to go back to back with that Hou Yi Geb for a duo.
I love Geb and Hu Yi. Hu Yi was my main when I first started playing Smite actually, and if you can utilize those bounces for his ricochet, it does a ton of damage. Plus his ult, great for zoning, and it just does a ton of damage. I personally, he's my favorite god in the game.
Yeah, I didn't really see anything amazing out of him when I was watching the games, but I think he just might have been an unsung hero, and that's probably what happened for most of it.
That's
Just
the name of the
outshined.
ADC, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the rounded out is an Athena.
Interesting. Not something I
If you know
normally would
me,
see.
I love Athena. I think she kind of lacks in the CC department because she only really has that hard CC with a taunt. But taunts, in my opinion, do so much work in team fights if you know how to use them correctly. And I'm sure Ohms knows how to use them better than I or anyone else in this league.
Yeah. Going right into the bans, we got, Gilgamesh, good ban. Like you said, strong character. Daji. Daji's an interesting ban because Geb could cleanse it. Achilles has the cleanse as well as on his ult, but must be somebody that they really don't want to play against. And a respect
Daji's
ban
just,
again.
yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. I was just excited to see the Scylla respect ban over here.
Yeah, always.
And,
I don't know if I would have went that Scylla because I feel like you still have the Agni up. Like they could just go into that. I don't think with mages right now with all the pen built in, you're really free to go wherever. It depends on where you want to go in team fights and stuff like that. And then hunt bats to fill out the bans for double jungle.
Yeah, this does leave the Medusa. Oh, there it is right there. Actually, the pick by Prophets is Medusa, who was banned out previously last set. So we are going to see Kira on a different god. I'm excited.
Which is surprising because the CERN is still up. But I would say Medusa is better right now just because she gets a bit more pressure early game. And if you can push that early game, you can really start to snowball.
Yeah, the Viper shots as well as that Stone Gaze is just really powerful. She has high damage output and on her own has built an anti-heal, which is already a good value.
Yeah, I think her and Izanami right now are definitely the top two, which is kind of crazy because we don't see an Izanami ban at all.
A Nox pick. We know that's probably going to be mid.
It has to be mid. There's no way, right?
The Geb. There's a Geb in play, otherwise I might question it. But yeah, Nox mid. I have not seen that, and I'm quite excited. And a Ravana, which I think we saw sneaking on Prophets play last time.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see Blender on Ravana this time.
I mean, at this point, any God Blender plays, I'm excited to see. But this Nox pick, I know we've been seeing it a lot in the SPL this weekend, but the difference is it's all gone to the support role. So I'm very excited to see what this Nox does in the mid lane because she does have a lot of knockdown potential, and silences are also a sneaky good CC ability. It's kind of like the taunt what I was mentioning earlier on the Athena, and I love Nox, so I'm very excited to see where this goes.
And we're gonna see the Prophets. Kabrakan is gonna be solo, so that's assuming. Nemesis could be solo, but we do see Nemesis final lock in here from the Prophets.
I think it's going to be Nem jungle, Kabrakan solo. I think Nem is her ult's just gonna. I assume they're just gonna use it on Geb every time just to get him down as soon as possible.
Yeah,
But
I'd agree.
Nem right now, pretty good. I think it's a mid tier god right now, but we'll see because her ult can do a lot for team fights.
Yeah, looking at the drafts, which team are you favoring here in these drafts?
So, even though I love Nox, I'm gonna have to go with the Prophets. I think if Zax goes a different build on the Persephone, he pokes out people way harder than he was last game. Probably does so much more damage, but we'll see. Medusa gets so much pressure. Cabrakan against an Achilles, that's more your type of matchup, so I'd have to ask you on that one.
It's pretty unfortunate for the most time because Cabrakan gets pressure by using his tremors, and Achilles can stun you out of the tremors. But I don't think it's going to be necessarily a lost lane, but it is not ideal for Cabrakan, obviously. I wanted to say Prophets flat out, but looking at Double Jungle, they almost went for a very similar team comp to what they had last time. I'm seeing AoE control with the Geb, the Hoi, Nox with the silence AoE, and the ult for damage reduction. So I think I'm going to give it to Double Jungle on this just because they ran back a very similar comp that they had Game 1, and that was a very definitive control on those team fights. So I'm going to go that way as well.
I mean, both their frontliners are very good at diving as well, so it seems like they want that Geb to peel their backline, and their frontline is just going to go after them. So it's going to be a good game. I hope we see another close game like last time.
Yeah, me too. So with that, I guess we'll take a quick break while we jump up and prep the game, guys.
Alrighty, Smite fans, hopping into this second game. Double Jungle takes that first game in an exciting fashion. So, gonna be fun to see what they can do here. Have a Nox mid, a rejection back on the Achilles. So, a lot of the same pickups for Double Jungle here.
Yeah, except for we're going to see him opt for the sigil. Maybe he saw the huge value in that from. He must see a huge value in that actually, because I think the first game he was not back on the Achilles, but that's fine. He played Sigil Guan. And we're going to see Sax going for what looks like the exact same build we saw last time, so he's probably going to build defense second item as well. Interesting start we're seeing out of this team. Split in red, split in green, so that they hits level 2 when they get to lane.
And maybe just looking to use that ultimate for the Persephone, just more as utility, being able to trap somebody and having her team finish him off. I'm sure she'll still be doing a pretty decent chunk of damage, but building that defense is going to help her survive a lot longer as well.
No doubt, she hit 30k last game as well, so it's not like she wasn't doing any damage. So
Vana immediately going to be over here in the soul lane. Cabrakan going to get caught a little bit up too far. I know I wouldn't expect the gank just yet.
Cringe gank. Level 2 cringe gank? Come on, guys. Love to see it, though. Early aggression coming out of these guys in Cabrakan, fighting all and
oh no!
Way up.
He's gonna go ahead and turn right around. My Sweet Potato doesn't give a damn about anything that Achilles had to say. But Ravana now getting the worst of it as well. He's gonna grab a double kill and 2 up for the Prophets immediately.
That is credit to My Sweet Potato, because that man was stepped up so far, I thought he was gonna get ripped apart, but no, in fact he picks up a nice little double there for himself. Early lead to that Kraken, which kind of nullifies everything I said about him having a bad matchup. Now with the level lead, it's going to just be in his favor all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, 2 kills right off the rip. I mean, that's definitely going to be hard to come back from, especially in solo lane where every little inch means everything, But yeah, Achilles back in this lane. Cabrakan gonna back.
Did Achilles end up going with the TP? Must have been, because that was a pretty quick back to lane, but duo here, Medusa's putting on the pressure. The same thing we saw from Kier and Bopkin in the first round.
Bapkin or Bopkin? Say Bapkin.
Like napkin, but with a B. Bapkin.
Bapkin. There you go. Perfect. But yeah, Medusa and Athena, scary lane. Hoi and Geb, scary as well, but maybe not as much. We did see some decent plays out from Hoi in that first match, so they're definitely comfortable in this dual lane with the Geb Hoi pickup. Dash in from Athena, taunt onto that Geb. And a dash in from Hoi onto the Medusa, but does no damage. Doesn't want to capitalize on that just yet. Ravana rotating over as well.
Yeah, again, we're seeing Blender Spender rotating to all these lanes, but just position-wise, he's not able to capitalize on it much right now. But he's there, just like we saw in Game 1. He's there. He's ready for those rotations. We aren't seeing a rotation from mid this time around. However, that's a slight change from Game 1, so...
Yeah, definitely. And Cabrakan dropping his whole kit right on top of Achilles. Now it's his turn to drop his kit. He'll go ahead and return the favor. Bapkin getting caught up a little too far. He's going to go down. Ohms grabbing that kill. It's Ho-Yi.
Held the frenzy this time, didn't pop it on first lane, so easy kill over there.
Achilles just gonna poke through the wall at the minion. It looks like that ultimate did miss for Cabracken.
That was close though.
Yeah, I mean very close if that's where he ended up, but definitely a nice try. You see Ho-Yi gonna have not as much pressure as he did in that first match. Off
Yeah,
the gate.
Nemesis going into the Eye of the Jungle start. Kind of probably build a hybrid, I'm assuming. Cabracken picking up the Legion Helm. Nice little defense item.
There's Nox doing what she does best. And now the Persephone ultimate going to come out once again. Ravana, though, going to get jumped on by the Athena. 3 members of both teams here in the mid lane. Nox going to catch Nemesis off that knock-up. Not going to get anything too detrimental off of that.
Yeah, interesting. Both mids kind of playing that similar setup, esque mid god, looking for the same kind of outcome.
Cabracken just in the enemy jungle. He doesn't care whatsoever. Athena ultimate going to come in and try to save his life. He's going to use his ultimate right into that Nox. They're going to jump right on top of each other. Ravana taking too much damage, and Nox going to capitalize on that kill. Zax, though, picking one up for his team. And now it's just Athena Persephone in here. As Nemesis ultimate comes out onto this Achilles, but he's going to turn right back around and stun them both. And now the team's going to rotate back in. Persephone doing what she does best, throwing a corpse right at Achilles. And that should be the disengage there. I believe that was only 1 death each.
Yeah, 1 for 1. Obviously, my sweet potato just flexing that sweet 2 kill lead, thinking he's unkillable. Very similar to what we saw him on the Achilles. He likes to press the W. He's my kind of solo laner, boys.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Had a great first game, like you said. Maybe a little out of position there at the end, but I mean, that whole game, the stat line was awesome. I believe it ended with 9 kills at least. And yeah, I mean, he was engaging every team fight, so it was definitely fun to see him on that Achilles there, and then, or in the first game, the Achilles for the Prophets, and then now Rejection. Or, whoa, Rejection, I believe played Achilles in the first game, right?
No, you were right. You had it right.
Okay, I had it flip-flopped. All right. Whatever. Forget what I'm saying. Anyway, good to see the Achilles on the other side now. See how I can capitalize. That's right, because it was going through the Geb shield in the first one, potentially at least. But anyway, we are going to see both solo. We're going to forget that ever happened. Both solo laners now level 7, both caught up. Cabracken's lead has diminished. And
yeah, kind of getting that kill over there in the mid. Kind of set Achilles back into a proper position. Gave him a chance to really fight for this match, but, you know, Cabra doing a really good job of focusing on clearing wave. He's going to proxy right now. Probably going to look to put that pressure into mid, which is exactly what you want to see out of a solo laner. But we are seeing an early rotation here by the Geb as well.
Yeah, he definitely angered some people over here. Double jungle, they're making sure he doesn't get too much off of this proxy. His ultimate's going to come out, but Geb ult and Ravana ult going to get dropped right on top of him. Will we see the Achilles execute? It is going to come out, but the blink comes out right through the wall. Just barely lives. That's insane. As he's able to live, Ravana's still not done with this team fight, but Cabracken now able to turn it. It's a one-on-one, and he's winning kind of, but barely living now, and Blender finally grabs the kill on the other side. He bided enough time for his team to pick up Gold
My
Fury.
sweet potato with the pop out of one of his blocks and just used it to do ring around the rosy. End up getting a blink, and instead of trying to run away, decides, I'm going to take another wave. I'll die here, but at least I get a double proxied wave.
Well, and he bought all that time for now his team to rotate over, grab that Gold Fury, and definitely start putting them up in the gold.
This is my kind of solo laner. This man presses W. This man is a distraction. He's my new hero.
You know, except maybe your distractions aren't, you know, as beneficial, but, you know, we can talk about it. Just...
Putting juke shoes on here, though. We saw Zach's first game juking out with the Persephone, and now we're now seeing it out of my sweet potato here in the Cabra. Very interesting game, and I'm happy to see it, like we saw in game 1. So
yeah, this is definitely a treat to see both these teams clash in this tournament. I mean, they're both so good, probably the top teams in the entire league. at least skill-wise. So it's fun to see them come together here. There's some argument that some other Asgard teams are in there too. So, but regardless, fun to see them come into this tournament, both 2-0 like you said, and kind of clash of the Titans here.
Yeah, and I think this will be our first Asgard team that we've been able to stream, which is a real treat. So, happy to be here casting.
Look at the mosh pit over here on this blue buff. Who's gonna get it? I don't even know, because there's so many ultimates come out. Bracket ultimate, Achilles ultimate, Nemesis ultimate, but Blender is the one gonna grab the kill onto that Persephone. Now Kabrakan is gonna trap the Ravana, and that's enough for Sykin to go ahead and finish that off. And now Achilles the only one left over here with Nox. He will go down. Nox dashes out.
We almost got out
tower. Gonna stun that Athena, but is it gonna be enough to get away from the Kabrakan? Slowly, menacingly approaching, and finally ends up getting the kill. He does go down, and that's gonna be a net win for Profits.
Yeah, really well done. This Kabrakan is a menace. Just some great heads-up play by the entire team there. We're gonna see a little 1v1 over here by Kier.
Geb trying to... this level 6 Geb almost soloing Nemesis. He's not done. He's going to dive right in as well.
Oh, no. Do I see that Cabra running into a wall?
Is he?
I think Cabra DC'd.
Oh, that's not good.
That's my boy.
If there's anyone you don't want to DC, it's going to be that Kabrakan, but we are going to see the pause.
All right, well, I guess we'll jump to a quick break while we see for the pause.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and throw it to this quick. Be right back, screen, and we'll get this sorted out, and we'll be right back. Five, I believe, was mentioned in chat there as well, but unfortunate for Profits, always sucks losing a member, especially some technical difficulties. I believe power went out for My Sweet Potato, so they are going to fight along without their solo laner.
No, not without my boy on the Cabra. That's all right. Still a game in the favor of the Prophets. Let's see how they can do in this 4v5 situation.
Achilles being jumped on by 2 members of them as he's going to get chased down. Double stun comes out. That'll keep him safe as he goes back under tower, but he's not scared. He's going to jump right back in. Tower goes down, and now that Nemesis ult is going to come out, but Geb trying to save his teammate's life, doing a pretty good job so far. The ult comes out. Blender on the other side, he could gank from Double Jungle, is going to kill the ADC, but here on the solo side, Zach's the one picking up the kill finally onto Achilles. Now Geb's in trouble.
Ooh, good taunt as he was trying to roll out.
Snike and Will grab that kill, and looks like off of that team fight, technically a net positive, are down 2 members of the Prophets, but one's permanently down. Yeah, it sucks. But,
2 for 1 favor. Good focus. You know what? We lost their solo. Fine. We'll just put the other solo further behind.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, definitely a way to play it out. Look at that. Both XP and gold, really close to each other, and still in the way of the Prophets. I mean, they still have that lead, like you said. Just got to be able to snowball off of it, even down a man.
Unfortunate though, with these teams being so close, it's going to be a really hard fight. Definitely looking like it was in the favor of the Prophets here. See if they can maybe hard punish. That was a good little route out by the Nox into their bomb.
Great play, and that'll be enough to kill the Nemesis. Athena looking to dash in as well.
Man, am I so happy that Nox got that slight little buff. Oh, the miss! And he knows. And he knows. The little pause of shame where he just stopped moving.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, like here comes some hungry sharks his way. 3 members of Double Jungle going to approach him. Nem gonna miss a few of her abilities there onto him, but still has her teammate next to her.
Well, maybe I'll get a chance now to talk about Nox's buff. Previously, Nox used to lose the passive for every minion hit. So you go to a camp and lose your entire passive. So am I super glad that Nox got that buff?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Nox, not something you see a lot, that's for sure. Definitely fun to see her in this game.
It can be extremely annoying in the right metas because of that silence being so strong. Ooh, Achilles looks like getting a rotation here.
And Athena not going to let him get it for free. Going to have that taunt come out. This Nemesis going to start to approach. I doubt she's going to be able to chase down this Achilles. She's
If
gonna
Achilles
get off.
having his dash up with a 3. Oh, 3 and 3. They've been doing a great job. Oh!
Ooh, good dodge from Ho Yi. Here comes Geb now to try to save his life, and Athena's going to dash in. The taunt's going to come out, but Geb Ultimate's trying to keep his friend alive. Persephone now on the other angle, and she's going to do just that, getting a kill on Undone Survivor. Kira grabbing another kill onto Babkin. And the Prophets, they don't need 5 members. They're going to go ahead and start winning these team fights with 4 members. But look at that, Nox Ultimate is going to end up getting the kill onto Persephone just barely. Wow.
Really?
Took me out of it there for a second. I was not expecting the Nox ult to come in and just blow up some members of the Prophets. Achilles is going to jump in here as Double Jungle tried to start that. Or the Prophets tried to start that Oni Fury, Primal Fury. Nox going to latch on to that Achilles, just trying to get out of here. Good stun from Nox, going to keep her alive, but Achilles not looking the same. He is going to fall down to that Medusa. It looks like that'll be the end of that team fight.
Geb is back, so I don't think this is a free gold Fury. Looks like Prophets, unfortunately, are just going to have to take what they got. Net positive again, though, in the favor.
Yeah, those charts are going to slowly start diminishing for the Prophets. Still 3K, a little over.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they dropped Gold Fury there just with those teammates showing up, but did able to get a snag one of the kills. Would have been nice to get both. Then they could have probably gone straight for that gold, but nothing too crazy.
Stat lines, I mean, Prophets, what is that? 4 members have 3 kills. One of them's not even here. So, I mean, it kind of spread around for the Prophets. Nobody hard carrying. We're going to see Blender
Athena with almost 100% participation, though.
Yeah, definitely doing a great job there. Seen a few clutch Athena ults so far.
Yeah, Alms with that ult coming in clutch. Looks like Alms taking control of most of the solo lane. Decided I'm playing solo Athena now.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of works out. Let's see if the build changes at all.
Probably just trying to stem the bleeding, share some of that XP in favor. But Kira's still putting up a lot of pressure over here in the duo.
Nox gonna grab that Nemesis. Ult comes out. It doesn't hit, unfortunately, for not the Nox here. Persephone, though, taking a bunch of damage. Blender ended up grabbing that kill.
I mustn't return to the
Yeah, Persephone unable to do the little hop, skip, and a jump because of the silence there. And exactly what I was talking about with Nox can be super annoying. Having that just area of effect silence out.
Now Primal Fury going to be started by Double Jungle. OE Ultimate's going to come out just to secure this. Be just enough. We're going to see the Primal, or not Primal Fury, the Pyromancer get started for the Prophets. As a Nemesis going to come in here.
Yeah, definitely starting to swing a little bit more favor in Double Jungle, but I got to give some mad respect over to Prophets for playing out this game a little bit further. And you know what? This game is still looking, you know, close for considering it is a 4v5 in its entirety.
Ravana going to jump right in with his ultimate. Athena holding him off. Nemesis, though, going to get caught by the Ravana stun. And now here comes Persephone ultimate. That's going to great ult. It will be enough to secure the kill for Zax. But Rejection is going to finish off that Nemesis. Nox ult comes out, lands right onto Persephone. And now it's a 3v2. Achilles just trying to get in closer with his ultimate. He's targeting this Persephone. She's going to turn right around, throwing an ability right in his face. Was that a back? Yeah, right in his face, but it might not pay off for her as she's going to end up going down. Blender grabbing that kill.
Yeah, and now we're going to see a little bit of a steamroll, unfortunately, now that one less player really showing. But man, they're putting up a heck of a team fight.
Yeah, look at Athena grabbing a kill onto the enemy jungle. Blender Splendor is going to go down.
Is that a 2-for-2 at the end of the day? Like, still a pretty good fight.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a steamroll just yet. I'm able to disagree with you.
No, never.
No, all right, perfect. But yeah, definitely much harder to pop into these fights, especially without a front line. As much of a front line, at least.
Yeah, no, definitely putting up a huge fight in these 4v5s, good rotations, making sure that if it is a 4v5 or we are down a player, hopefully these matches are a little bit closer with the XP. We do see
know,
builds here. Let's see.
Look at Ohms compared to Babkin right now. I mean, level 16, no deaths, 2-0 and 11. I mean, that's a great stat line in this game right now.
The difference between those two supports is the same difference between the solos right now, and one of them's not even in the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Prophets were definitely doing a great job in this match when they had my Sweet Potato. Without him, they're still in this for sure.
Unfortunate to see, though. These teams we're having such a close match, and even right now, it is still extremely entertaining and close on a 4v5. I would have loved to see this game in all of its entirety for all of it, but hey, you know, as somebody who frequently has DCs on his team, I get it. It's not always ideal.
They played it. That was you guys that played in the championship with the DC. Is that right?
Yeah, Tomahawk DC'd in game 1.
Yeah,
twice, and then just never came back.
But what's even more unfortunate is Rejection coming in, getting a kill with that execution right into Sniken. He's going to use that second one to dash in. Persephone taking about half her health from the Nox, and Nox trying to finish off that kill. As we see Athena going to rotate into that left lane.
They want it. They are going right through the Phoenix for it. They want that Persephone.
They're going to get it. Wow, able to run her down, like you said, ignoring Phoenixes. Medusa, though, going to jump in onto this Achilles. Nox trying to fight off her, but it won't be enough. Geb's going to go down. Ravana still relatively healthy, but Medusa will finally fall. Nox grabbing that kill.
A 4v5 wasn't good enough. They wanted to take a couple
Athena,
more.
can she secure her third kill of the game? Achilles willing to 1v1. And he gets a stun off. They're going to walk through the door, and Nox able to grab that silence. That should be enough. Dash in from Athena, though, and she still wants this kill. She's going to pull him right into that third ability. He's low, but Nox is going to go down after Nemesis shows up, and now Achilles surely will follow. He will. Sniken grabbing that kill. And, wow, I mean, hey, that works out for the Prophets once again, I believe. They at least tie the team fight there.
I think, like I said, this game right now, it's a close game. Had they had one more player, I think this would have been swinging in the favor of the Prophets. But you know what? I'm not going to put it out of their league to maybe actually take this game. If they can get a good team fight late enough in this game and push it down, still could be theirs.
Yeah, I mean, they're going pick for pick right now. I mean, this is awesome to see. You know, they don't even. My man goes down. I mean, they're still in it. Like you said in chat, we aren't quitters. That's exactly what we want to see. Make the best of what's going on.
Take a quick look over here. Persephone opting out of the helm and going breastplate. Still with the heavy defense, but we do see a divine here, third, which is what we saw in the last slot. So a little bit different build here. And Kier with top damage.
Nox right there too. That Nox pickup working out for double jungle right now. They're gonna go ahead and secure that Gold Fury.
Yeah, Nox has been hitting some pretty big ults onto 4 of the members of the Prophet, so I think that's quite a bit of the damage coming out there for sure.
Here comes Gab, gonna grab that knock up and an ult, but Athena gonna dash in just like her counterpart. Ravana now jumping in. He's got that Geb shield, so he's fearless. Look at that Nox ultimate comes out as well. Ho-E ultimate as well, gonna come out in the silence. Nox grabs right onto Persephone. Will it be enough to kill her? Won't. And now Medusa gonna jump right into this team fight, trying to capitalize on the low HP bars of double jungle, but Achilles doing his best to push them right back. And now Geb pushing forward with his team. Gets a knock-up. Athena dashing back in. They want this Geb pickup. It causes Achilles to turn right back around, but Gure is gonna finish off Babkin. This team fight, Athena ultimate coming in. Achilles dashes in, but won't be enough to hit that Medusa. Few people low for double jungle in this fight. Nemesis gonna turn right back around, go on to this Achilles, will get the kill as Zax. Persephone ultimate coming out once again as well.
Kier is just doing some work in the back line. As long as he's standing, I think they stand a decent chance. Look at them chasing down these kills, really trying to push them out.
Nox pushing right up, but taking a bunch of damage for it. She's got to be careful. The ult is up once again already.
Oh
no!
Oh, the hot link!
And that'll be enough to finish off the Nox, finally putting an end to those ultimates coming out, that's for sure.
Second said, "Oh, you're gonna back in front of me? Nah, I got blink." Hot little blink for the quick auto cancels to take out that Nox. Really well done.
Yeah, this game is going in the favor of the Prophets right now. I mean, wow. It's going to be harder late game if they can finish off the game here now in this match without that fifth member. I mean, this is the time to do it if you're going to win the game for sure.
Yeah, they have to really push because as these teams catch up, as the builds start finalizing, as Fire Giant starts getting looked at, this is where that deficit of a player is going to make the biggest difference.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting. Fire Giant is up, but nobody's approached it yet. See some warding going on.
Yeah, really good job by the support. Just really looking to ward up, get some vision, see if they can maybe step up or possibly look to steal that Fire Giant away from double jungle.
Like a little break in the action.
Yeah, quick little break. We can check out some of the builds. Nemesis going the attack build. Yeah, not really ability based. No surprise there.
Junglers
Opting for the Seer of the Jungle upgrade.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting. Seer going to get picked up there. Just got unbanned, I believe.
Yeah, and Kier looking for, I think he's looking to prioritize his build path rather than upgrading into Death's Temper. Doing some huge damage with that oboe for sure, though.
Achilles looking to engage with this Athena. Deb gonna rotate in, but here's the real story: is Ravana's gonna jump in on the Persephone, not gonna get it, but Nemesis is gonna get stuck there. Athena ultimate comes out.
Oh my gosh, Kier took a face full of damage from that.
It dashes in, but not what you want to see. Ravana still fighting this Athena. Medusa now falling within that threshold. The execution comes out, but lands, but nobody's home for the kill. Because nobody's beyond that threshold.
Good
Dash
little
in from
body
Athena
block.
once again as well. The Geb with the knock will keep him off of the rest of the team, but Achilles getting stuck here in the back line. Nemesis ultimate comes out. They're looking to shred down the Achilles. Yep, shield will keep him healthy for the time being, but Ravana's the first one to fall. Zax as well will pick that up. Athena barely living. And same with his Achilles. He finally goes down. Kier gonna grab that kill.
Good little blink. Now we're looking at 3v4 in favor of Prophets. They are playing well up with this.
Ooh, Persephone ult gonna come out. Doesn't land on anybody, but Nemesis is taking a bunch of damage. We're gonna see Nox ult come out and thread the needle. Unfortunately, not hitting anyone. She's gonna jump right onto her companion. Yeah, but that'll be the death as she hopped right back out. Zach's grabbing another kill. And the Prophets, yeah, they're doing a great job in this game. They aren't quitters, that's for sure. They're gonna head towards this Fire Giant right now.
Yeah, we do see the Fire Giant picked up here. Who's left over here? We still got Undone Survivor and Bapkin, who are looking to possibly fight off this Fire Giant on a 2v3.
And they're gonna turn right back around. Zach's grabbing another kill for his team and enough to push off Ho Yi as he can't take part in that fight once again.
Nemesis looking to chase it down.
Persephone ult comes out. Medusa ult as well, gonna come right out onto that Achilles. We see Nemesis does grab the kill on the injured ADC. Fire Giant being ticked back down. Achilles recognizes it, but can he get in there in time? As Achilles gets ulted by this Nemesis, just trying to shred him down in time. But Blender going to turn right back around on him, grabbing that kill. And now his ultimate's going to come out, and they're really low. They got to be careful. He's going to grab another. And he won't be able to grab that third as Athena's ult does come out in time.
Ravana just blenders better, looking to just outstep Kier.
Not going to work out for him, though, but Medusa now 1v2ing. Beads come out as Nox abilities do as well, but can she kill this Achilles? Not in time just yet. Finally, he's going to fall in. He's still alive. And finally going to go down as Nox going to grab that kill. But wow, did he last a long
Nox and
time.
Achilles putting their juke shoes on and trying to flip Kier back and forth as he tries to 2v1 them. Unfortunately, he gets one of the kills, but not both of them. Good little juke shoes.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, able to keep his team in this 8-3-7 Persephone. I mean, these stat lines are great now for the team. for the Prophets right now. 7 kills, 8 kills, 8 kills. I mean, and then Athena having an amazing game as well. I mean, this is great. I mean, they're playing awesome, being able to stick to each other.
Good heads up for Double Jungle too, though. They lost the Fire Giant, but you know what? They removed quite a few of those players off the field that had it. So really, they're back to a net neutral, up that 5v4. Really, the only person left with Fire Giant, Athena, and that's not gonna matter.
I don't know. What about the Cabrakan?
Can't forget about that Cabra. Extra HP 5.
You know, maybe if he comes back into this game, we'll see it capitalized, but definitely not gonna do anything with it right now. But yeah, I mean, definitely gonna be interesting here. Blender doing a great job in this match right now. Really had an insane stat line. I mean, how many kills was it? 24 or something like that. I mean, insane stat line in the first match. The second game has the most kills for his team once again. They're definitely playing around this jungle pick when they can.
And like I said, Blender's been doing a really good job at facilitating some of these fights. We're just seeing like a staggered engagement, something that we saw the Prophets do in game 1 a lot, where they were very staggered in their engagement. We're now seeing Double Jungle do that same kind of mistake. And maybe because Prophets are down a player, they're playing way more defensively and as a group. And that seems to be favoring them in a lot of these team fights.
Yeah, but Nemesis is going to get picked up in the back line. His 3 members of Double Jungle going to hop right on top of her. She couldn't stand a chance against all of them. Hoagie Ultimate's going to come out right on top of this Medusa. Achilles going to dash in with his ultimate. Medusa just trying to hang on, trying to juke out as best she can. It won't be enough. Splendor is going to grab that kill. Nox going to hop right onto her friend. As they're going to approach us. Persephone, as Athena's doing her best to hold them off. A double taunt will keep Persephone alive for the moment, but Blender going to land right on top of her and gets the kill. Another kill and a triple kill in that engagement for Splendor. And like I said, they're playing around this jungle pick right now.
Heck of a play. Really good job by Reckonton and Splendor to recognize that Kiri is the main reason they're losing those team fights and just hard target him right away. They full dive, took him out, then turned around for the rest of the team.
So they're going to dash down this mid lane to this tier 2 tower. Grab that for sure. Do they push Phoenix?
I think they're going to push. They have what, 20 seconds, 10 seconds before Kier's up.
Oh, Nem diving in, trying to secure that Nox kill, but won't be enough. She's going to have to dash just away by her speed buff if she doesn't want to take on an entire team. They'll grab that Phoenix now. They start looking for her.
I think that Nem was really hoping to pull the attention away from the Phoenix. Really good job on Double Jungle to just stay their head straight and focus on taking that bird down. Which is really going to, again, put pressure on this 4v5 even further to the Prophets, because now they have to worry about fire minions running down lanes, which means they're going to have somebody defending, which means they're down another player.
Oh, Ravana taking a couple shots to the face by Medusa. It's going to cause him to use that ultimate. It's definitely what you want if you're a Prophets fan in that team fight, or in that one-on-one, I should say.
Yeah, good job. I mean, he kicked out the lacerate root, which was definitely going to kill him had he caught that. And then just recognizing, I'm going to use my ult to get out. I need to survive. I need to keep the advantage here.
Fire Giant up in about 15 seconds. Medusa's really low. Here comes Geb trying to capitalize on this
Achilles
position.
teleporting in as well in the back.
Medusa going to turn around to this Geb. Athena going to come in as well. Nemesis going to try to go for this Nox, but that's a mistake. He's going to go down to that Nox. Geb as well helping out in that team fight. Achilles pretty low in the back, but Athena's going to take the worst of it with Blender grabbing another kill onto Ohms. The ult comes out to the Achilles. He's going to jump right onto that. Medusa beads come out as well. She's trying to hold him off. It won't be enough. Splendor grabbing another kill.
Ravana is just doing way too much damage.
Yep, taking these tower shots, but here's Blender once again, grabbing another kill. And now everyone's dead.
I think that's going to be game. They're just going to run down to Titan Room.
Now they're going to run in here. Here comes Hoagie Ultimate. And yeah, this should be game. Unfortunate for the Prophets, they do lose that Man, too
Hey.
good DC, but I mean, they took a game to 30 minutes. They were able to at least fight back, and I mean, they still ended the game with 28 kills against the opposing team at 23 kills. So,
It was
hats off to them.
entertaining. It was entertaining. Even a player down. I like the fight. I did miss my W solo, man, but I'm excited to see these guys meet again in the playoffs. This was a fantastic game.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see these guys play again, if they do in the playoffs. So it'll be fun to see them clash. Again, that could have been the finals match for Asgard. I mean, that's awesome. It'll be fun to see what happens. But yeah, I mean, what a great job by both teams. I mean, Double Jungle was in it there as well. I mean, that could have easily gone to a game 3, for sure.
I think I would have loved it. It's unfortunate, but you know what? Hats off. Double Jungle played a really good game, and they deserve that W. Even though Profits were doing very well in that second game, the first game was heavy-handedly in the late game over to Double Jungle. So they deserve that win, and hopefully we get to see these teams play again in the future.
Yep, super excited to see it. But with that, we'll wrap up the set with the desk. We'll go ahead and throw this to a quick be right back screen, and then we'll be back with the desk.
Back here on the desk, King Kerbis and Flamio. Seeing the unfortunate game 2, which was still a heck of a game to cast. I really enjoyed it. What do you think about watching that game, Flamio?
Watching it, I'm more impressed than I was with the first game because the fact that this Profits team went 4v5 for 32 minutes just makes my head explode. The fact that they were winning team fights, it's just actually insane.
Yeah, I think there was really good positioning. And like I had said in game 1, what we were seeing was that lack of grouping from the Prophets was really hurting them. And it kind of flipped. Double Jungle was doing, staggered engages, really Prophets grouping up together, really fighting as a team. And it really, really showed that these teams were, deserved top placements on both sides. Would have loved to see this go to a game 3. No shot that was not going to a game 3. Kind of disappointed. Feel like I got robbed. Power cucked us all. Hopefully, we get to see these guys play again in the future, though.
Yeah, because even before Kabrak and DC, he was going off just making plays. It was insane.
Yeah. The juke shoes that man put on in between those two towers when they were taking Gold Fury.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings style, right?
Just decided, you know what? All right, cool. I'm going to die. Let me go clear another wave. Oh, look, we got gold. I died. I did my job.
That was probably the sickest int I've ever seen in my life, even though it wasn't an int because they got gold and he still proxied a wave the whole time.
Tactical inting.
Oh my. It was so good. It's just so unfortunate that there was a DC this game because one, they played fantastic on Profit side, but that's just the way it should go sometimes. And they still played great, and they made us watch 2 fantastic games even with it. So I'm so happy that this team stuck through it and played really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, like they said in the chat earlier, they aren't quitters. I love to see it. My question is, I wonder how much of that team fighting was because they were down a player, they're being more cautious, or would they have been super aggressive like we saw in game 1 and maybe they lost the game because of that? So maybe it was a closer game because of the DC.
Impossible to say, but I will say the Athena was hitting some sweet taunts. I saw some 3-man taunts in there. I don't think the Nox was a fantastic pick this game. I think they did enough for saying we picked it this game. There's a reason we picked it. I don't think if they went to a game 3 they would go back to a Nox for Double Jungle. But the Athena pick did so much even with the 4v5. And then the Geb was good too, but that Athena just got so much value.
I also really liked seeing Blender there again on Ravana doing the same thing. They really seem to play around that jungle pick, which makes sense. Double jungle. They did a really good job again, and he had a good stat line, healthy stat line, and a good facilitator. And I always saw him kind of hovering in those lanes, waiting to make a play.
Yeah, I will give my hat off to Blender Splendor because he knows what he's doing. He plays the jungle almost perfectly, and he does what he's supposed to. He dives, gets out, finishes up kills. He's really good at the jungle position, and I think we all can learn from something just from watching these two games from both these
On
teams, not even just
all
him.
positions too. These guys all
Yeah.
played really well. I'm, excited that we finally got to cast an Asgard game, and this first cast was fantastic. So, any last closing notes you got, Flamio, for these teams?
Thank you for this fantastic set, boys. Very, very happy to watch this from this perspective.
Yeah, man, great way to close out the week, definitely on a Sunday. So I love it. With that, we'll pass it back to Double A, who will give the closing notes. Peace.
Alrighty, everyone. Yeah, here to close it out as always. A great game, like you said, fantastic. Hope to see them again matched up in the future. It's going to be fun to see what goes on in the Asgard playoffs. So make sure you're sticking around. Of course, as always, please go ahead and check out the Discord. It will be in the description. As well as make sure you're checking out our VOD channel, YouTube channel, on YouTube. Animosity Smite on YouTube. There's also some links in the Discord. Twitter, please go follow the Twitter. I don't think I've shouted that out before, but the Twitter's been popping off lately. I won't say who's running it, but definitely a great member of staff is running it, and had a great April Fool's kind of event over on the Twitter, so it was fun to see that. So make sure you're checking out the Twitter, also in the Discord, so make sure you're checking that out. And yeah, as always, thank you so much to the casters for helping me out. Couldn't do this without you guys, and thank you to the staff as well. I don't think I've thanked you guys before, so thank you to the staff for helping run this server, keep it updated and clean, and appreciate it. And then, of course, thank you so much for playing and for watching. I'll leave you with a question today. Who is the second jungle? All right. With that, I'll close it out, and we'll see you guys next week.